why do we need the club? Margot managed to speak in her usual manic soliloquy without answering my question. Did you know that for pretty much all of human history, the average lifespan was less than 30 years? You could count on like 10 years or so of real adulthood, right? There was no planning for retirement. There was no planning for a career. There was no time for planning. But then the lifespans start getting longer and people start having more and more future, and so they spend more time thinking about it. Every moment of your life is lived for the future now. You go to high school so you can go to college, so you can get a job, so you can get a house, so you can afford to send your kids to college, so they can get a job, so they can get a house, so they can afford to send their kids to college. It felt like Margot was just rambling to avoid the question at hand, so I repeated it. Why do we need the club? Margot patted me in the middle of the back softly. I mean, obviously this is all going to be revealed to you before the night is over. And then in clothing supplies, Margot located an air horn. She took it out of the box, held it up in the air, and I said, no. And she said, no what? And I said, no, don't blow the air horn. Except when I got to about the B and blow, she squeezed on it, and it let out an excruciatingly loud honk that felt in my head like the auditory equivalent of an aneurysm. And then she said, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was that? And I said, stop. And then she did it again. A Walmart employee just a little older than us walked up then and said, hey, you can't use that in here. And Margot said with seeming sincerity, oh, sorry, I didn't know. And the guy said, it's cool, I don't mind actually. And then the conversation seemed over, except the guy couldn't stop looking at Margot, and honestly I don't blame him, because she's hard to stop looking at. And then finally he said, what are you guys up to tonight? And Margot said, not much, you? And he said, well, I get up at 1 and then I'm going down to this bar on Orange if you want to come. But you gotta drop off your brother, they're really strict about IDs. I'm not her brother, I said, looking at the guy's sneakers. And then Margot proceeded to lie. He's actually my cousin, she said. She sidled up to me, her hand around my waist so that I could feel each of her fingers taut against my hip bone, and she added, and my boyfriend. They love the incest jokes. The guy just rolled his eyes and walked away, and Margot's hand lingered for a minute, and I took the opportunity to put my arm around her. You really are my favorite cousin, I told her. She smiled and bumped me softly with her hip, spinning out of my embrace. Don't I know it? I'm going to read one more thing. So,